another wonderful WrestleRoni for me and for you. One last time, baby. Let's go out with a bang, why don't we? I'm so glad you joined me. We're going out the same way we came in, bitching and moaning. That's what I'm here to do today. Hang in there. We got some great guests coming up. Yeah, man, one last WrestleRoni. I guess I'll give you the scoop on that. Don't say it's not forever, okay? Let me go ahead and put that out there. It's not forever. It's just Spooky Lou's a busy dude. I promise you that. And the RSW schedule is crazy. Working with other promotions. I got a lot going on, so I'm a busy dude. And also, why not switch it up on the channel? Let's work on some new content. You'll see what I'm talking about soon enough. Just hang in there. It's like I say, we're not going away forever, but we're going to take a little hiatus, if you will. So yeah, let's just do it one more time. We got great guests coming up. We've got AJ Evans finally on the show proper. And Chase Bennett. What? Yeah, you'll see. Hang in there. Chase Bennett coming up on the show, and we got a few things me and him need to work out. And that's what we'll do. That's what we're doing. We're tying up some loose ends. We're righting wrongs. We're wronging rights. We're doing like we do. So, yeah, man, it was a super dramatic weekend. Let's get into it, man. A lot of drama coming out of last weekend. Great weekend. Let me say that right out the gate. A big thank you to one Jeff James for the invite to PWL Mercer Mania. EIW was invited. Myself, Billy Knox, Gannon Green, T-Bone Jones all showed up. It was a ride, Bubby. It was a ride. About 4 hours up, 4 hours back. Yo, we stopped at the gas station on the way up. We was far away from home. And they said, holy shit, it's Billy Knox and Gannon Green and Spooky Lou. They knew who we were, so that made our day. We was having a great trip. We had a fun trip. It was a nice trip. So, I'm doing all this in chronological order. Get to the important stuff, but a bit of housekeeping. We get to the show. It's at a skating rink. Kids still skating, having a good time. Numerous promotions, almost 15, around 15 promotions were there for Mercer Mania. So you talk about a tight locker room. So I'm setting up, and someone comes up to me, someone that has that I thought I considered a friend, someone that has contributed footage to the channel, thought was a supporter. I was a supporter of theirs. She made some weird comments to me in the past, and I just let them roll off my back because she doesn't seem like she's all there. But anyway, she comes up and she says, "You know I'm official here now, right?" And I was like, "Oh, that's good. I'm going, hell yeah." Well, yeah. And she's always chewing gum. Well, just so you know, I'm official here, because she sees me setting up my camera, and I'm like, that was weird. Was she like trying to intimidate me, or I'm not sure what that was. This is the drama of the cameraman, okay? This is so silly. Yeah, she'd made some comments to me in Mononga too, and I just, like I say, I'm really not stressing a money mark, what they're saying. She don't even know what that is. But I'm really not stressing it, honest to God. First entrance, here comes Jeff Paul. Let's get that Jeff Paul, man. We can put the entrance on the channel because he got custom music. A big thank you to Tyler Jacks as well for getting custom music. Helps me out on the channel. So, Jeff comes out. We got video proof, baby. Let's just roll the video so you can see for yourself what I had to deal with right out the gate with Miss Official here. Take a look. Yeah. So if you listen, she says something like, "This is my," or something. I guess I was on her turf. I don't know. One more time. the gate. But whatever. Spooky Lou's professional. Let me get through it. It was a long show. The show went until midnight. It was a great show. If you watch on the channel, man, Billy Knox, Tyson, hell, man, we took over the show. I couldn't be happier. Main event match, Billy Knox, EIW takes over at the end. Watch the footage. It's on the channel. It's great. Super proud moment. Again, thank you to Jeff James for kind of throwing EIW a lifeline while we're working on getting the next show set up. Kept us out there. Couldn't be more thankful. So, yeah, man, that was fun. But, so, yeah, after I did get home after I got home, I did make a little post. Never said anybody's name, but I did have to vent. Spooky Lou's got to stand up for himself every once in a while. I'll be damned if some Mark fan camera person is going to talk shit. So when I'm on my own time, then by God, I'll suffer the consequences. I'll talk a little shit on the Facebook. Oh my goodness, I guess this person's messaging promoters boo-hooing about me. Kiss my ass. We're not on the same side of the fence. You're a Mark. I'm out here contributing to pro wrestling, not trying to take away from it to get myself some clout. I'm trying to make pro wrestling better, I assure you. Am I making it better by bitching on a podcast? No, but it's my podcast. It's the last podcast for a while, and it's not the last I'm going to bitch either. So it is what it is. Spooky Lou's shining. Keep crying. That's all. That's all the time we'll give to that, because way more important things. That was just day one of this crazy, crazy weekend. Day two, man. Fairmont State. RSW. What a phenomenal show. Honest to God, I feel that was our best show yet. And that says something, because we've been killing it for the past year. They were killing it before I came along, but I'm just going by what I see. They've been killing it. Awesome show at Fairmont State. Whoo, going into that, bro, was I getting some messages. People wanted the footage before it even happened between MV Young and Billy Knox. These two were going back and forth on Facebook, and they were cutting pretty deep. They were going at each other. So we get to Fairmont State, we have the match, and what the hell happened? I'll tell you what happened. Marco Narciso comes out of nowhere, distracts Billy. MV Young hits the ropes. Billy gets crotched on the ropes, lands on his head, then gets DDT'd on his chair. 1, 2, 3. New RSW Internet Champion. The bitches took the belt and ran out the door. Before he did that, the idiot took my camera, took it out of my hands. It threw me off, man. Threw me off. Took it out of my hands. Bro, I've never been so scared in my life. Not of him, but that we lost the footage, because he hands the camera back to me and it's not recording. I said, oh man, that was such a good match. Billy took a table bump. It was so good. It was all crazy. Billy didn't take a table bump. He got thrown through a table. What am I talking about? But yeah, man, it was a good match. Anyway, the footage was there. No harm, no foul. But it's not really the camera part that bothers me, man. I have been a big supporter of 880 since day one. I have told anybody that would listen, this is the one show I never miss. I might miss a Raw, I might miss a Dynamite, but by God, every week I watch me some 880 wrestling. You should check it out too. And I do. I enjoy 880. I've always enjoyed 880. And I really like the guys. We've had them on the podcast. A lot of seemingly great dudes. So I thought MV Young was bringing up a great crew in New Kensington that was really going to give the business a run for its money. But looking back, hey, I'm an idiot Mark too. They're here to destroy wrestling. And, yeah, I'm not too happy with them, man. I am not too happy with these idiots. They do have the RSW Internet Championship. They're talking their shit on the internet. That's okay, because it's a really small world between here and Pittsburgh. I promise you that. I know they got to come back to RSW. And if we want to make a trip to 880, we've been there before. We know exactly where it is, baby. And believe me, I'm not making a threat. I can't do shit. but you're fucking with Real Shoot Wrestling. I don't know if you know who you're fucking with. Our roster has legit shooters with legit crazy people as well. So, yeah, they just kicked the hornet's nest. So, this is going to get interesting. This is going to get very interesting. Couldn't be more disappointed in Brandon St. James, KC War, the fourth line. Love those guys. Marco Narciso gets a huge pop. Kids loved him. And then to pull that crap, the whole gang, they killed it at Fairmont State, but they definitely wrote their own death warrant. So we'll see how that works out for them. Yeah, to go from there, so we're talking, we went to war with AIWF. Started a war there. Should be interesting. We went to war with 880 Wrestling now. They took our title, went out the door with it, man. And now, after the dust settles and we're all licking our wounds and seeing what's going on, out of nowhere, these idiots in Parkersburg that think they're running a wrestling organization, they do have a ring, but from what I hear, these guys say, and what I've seen with my own eyes, they cut this promo mentioning some of our guys. Now, I'll give them their due. They weren't talking shit. They were giving them their props and saying how they'd like to get in the ring with them. I hate to say it, man. This is indie wrestling. This is West Virginia indie wrestling at that. But still, there are levels to this shit. And I promise you, y'all ain't it, man. Believe me, when you got Vance Desmond talking shit, that really, then you know you fucked up. The stories I've heard about these dudes, again, hey man, I'm not a trained athlete, so, but I don't claim to be. I don't have a pretend championship. I'm a podcast guy. I'm the cameraman. I know my place, but I gotta stick with the boys on this. Y'all ain't it, man. I'm not even mentioning the name of the promotion. I did check them out this week just to have some laughs. The production's terrible. The wrestling's even worse. It's bad. It's really bad, man. So, RSW coming to Parkersburg soon. We will save Parkersburg and deliver some real wrestling to you soon. It's crazy out here, man. I'm getting ready to go on the road again tomorrow. I'm recording this on a Thursday. Tomorrow, Conquest. I'm going to make it to Conquest. By God, we're going to make it. Big card for Conquest. Charleston, West Virginia. This will be airing at the same time as our Parma show. Parma, Ohio, Saturday night. So, yeah, we're going to leave Charleston, go to Parma. Going to be on the road all weekend. I hear it's supposed to snow. I hope we're safe. But we're living the dream, baby. We're almost to 5K. When we hit 5K, you know what we're going to do. We're going to have a big 5K celebration. By God, we're going to do it proper. Later in the broadcast, we're going to have AJ Evans. This man, I have told him I'd have him on the podcast, and things happen. It's on me. It's not AJ's fault. So he's coming up next. And then after that, I invited Chase Bennett on the show. For folks that's unfamiliar with the situation, we had booked Chase Bennett against Marcus Rucker for a dogfight at EIW. Some things came into play. Really no fault of anyone's. But we did have to go back on booking Chase Bennett, and we had to inform him not that he wouldn't be coming to our show. That was something that stuck with me. I understand the reasoning. Even though myself, Billy Knox, Gannon Green are the owners of EIW, we still have people above us we want to keep happy. And those people have people they want to keep happy. In the situation, I completely understand why these people above us are not happy with some people that are above Chase Bennett. So it was just a bit of politics. If you're in wrestling or you follow wrestling, you know that sometimes politics just happen. But it was kind of something that ate at me. I didn't feel good about it because when Chase was informed that he couldn't make the show, I could tell from talking to the kid. I'm not going to say he was heartbroken. That's what I started to say, but I wasn't in his head. But you could tell he didn't like it. And it wasn't from a place of anger. He didn't come at me from anger. It seemed like he was legit hurt. The What really sold me, he told me, he said, I just wanted to honor my commitment. If you guys will have me, I'll be there. And I had to inform him, I'm sorry, Bubby, we can't have you. There's just, it's out of my control. And that's one of the few regrets I have. It's just a matter of, I know it would have been a good match, but I'm not here to hurt people's feelings, man. I'm not here to let people down. Again, it's the funny thing about this show. The show started with me bitching, we're into me bitching, but every episode I tell everybody, treat everybody with kindness and respect. Go out there and live your dreams, positive attitude, yada, yada, yada. And I really felt this situation, I was hurting somebody's feelings, and I felt bad about it. So that's why Chase Bennett was invited on the show, because this is my platform. Not to diss anybody, no. I'm just saying the heat's on me. This is me doing this. This is not the RSW channel, not the EIW channel, even though we have their great content. This is just strictly for me and the fans that want to hear the story. And that's not me disrespecting any promotion. It's just, like I say, it's just for my peace of mind. So you're going to have Chase Bennett on here. I think he's a great kid. I think he's super talented. So you'll see that. You'll see. I'm going to hook you up. You'll see some footage on here. All kinds of great stuff. So hang in there. We got AJ Evans coming up next. Chase Bennett after that. And then stick around on the channel. Just because this is the last podcast for a while, look at it as a good thing, man. It's going to free me up to where I can focus on different types of content I've been wanting to try out. If it doesn't work and y'all don't like it, then cool. We don't know unless we tried. We still got all kinds of wrestling action coming, so don't give up on me just yet. I appreciate the hell out of the support. You don't know how much it means to me. It means the world. When people get shitty with me, I'm like, I'm Spooky fucking Lou, baby. You, you can get shitty all you want, because you're not Spooky Lou. I'm Spooky Lou. And this is fucking WrestleRoni. I love the fuck out of you guys. Let's get into AJ Evans. Let's get into Chase Bennett. I hope you have a fucking fabulous night. I love you. Again, this is not the end. The podcast will be back. When? I don't know. Just let me do some other shit for a minute, and then we'll get this podcast up and running again. I love you. Spooky Lou. I'm out of here. Let's get to AJ Evans. It's going to be one of those episodes, folks. Joining us today, AJ Evans, finally on the show. How we feeling, Bubby?
Feeling pretty good, Derek. How about you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. It's a busy time to be Spooky Lou, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing, I'm pretty sure. Before we get too deep, I'll go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. We're going to go on a brief little hiatus. So Spooky Lou's righting some wrongs this week before I take a little podcast vacation. Don't worry, the channel's going nowhere. Plenty of content. But one of righting those wrongs is I've been meaning to have you on the podcast for months. We scheduled it for last week. Spooky Lou just up and forgot. So my apologies. Here you are. Let's do the damn thing. Glad to have you on.
Hey, glad to be here.
Yeah, man. What's going on in AJ Evans' world as of late?
It's getting busy. It's getting busy. Getting some more shows coming up. I'm busy for the next few weeks, actually.
Good.
So, things are picking up.
Hell yeah, good. Well, one thing I wanted to touch on right out the gate while it's on my mind. We brought you in for EIW's first show. Now, I've been a wrestling fan. A lot of the fans weren't familiar with you in my part of the area. Now, as a wrestling fan, when you're not familiar with somebody, you automatically just start hating on them and giving them shit. And that's what they did. And that's where you impressed me. You said, all right, if we're going to do it like that, I'll give it right back there, back at you. And hell yeah, man. You played the part. You played it well. You impressed all of us. So kudos to you. How was the first EIW show for you?
It was great, man. You can really tell those fans aren't normal fans. They're really just They get really into it, and I love it. As a wrestler, I just love it when fans get like so into it that you can just feel that they have this love for wrestling like none other. It's really
Yeah.
great to see.
Yeah, they're not normal people either. I'll tell you that. But which, hey, I'm not normal either. Marion County
Eh,
represent. Yeah, dude, it was a fun match. You and Carl went at it, dude. Props again. Would you be open if we ever do get around to running another damn show? You up to coming down again?
Oh yeah, dude, I had so much fun last time.
Good. Oh yeah, man. Well, what'd you do after the EIW appearance? What's been going on since then?
We've had a couple PWL shows.
Hmm.
Uh, those have all been pretty good. I've been on a pretty good roll recently. Uh, Winning matches, getting more out there. I've been trying to just expand my name just everywhere. Really, I've so far wrestled out of state in, I think, North Carolina, and Virginia as well with BWC.
Hmm.
Just a couple different places, man. AIWF, that was really great. Just just some great stuff going on for me right now, honestly.
Good, good. And how old are you?
17 now.
Oh yeah, man. Going back to that night, watching you in the ring, giving it the hell back to those fans. You reminded me a lot of myself as at 17. What I should have been doing, what I wish I could have been doing. You've already accomplished more than I have in 40 years. So props to you. But what's it like being such a young dude? I mean, you got good veterans. Jeff Paul, I know you've been around. The Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant. How important are these veterans to a young guy like yourself?
Oh, so important. With people like Jimmy Valiant, especially Jeff, Aaron West, all of those guys really put at a big advantage because they know a lot of people and they have the knowledge of wrestling. And I'm just happy they're willing to give it to me.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, we're talking about Jeff. Man, he has put together a big deal this Friday. In my book, it's a huge
Yeah.
deal. All kinds of promotions coming together for Mercer Mania. What do you think about this, man? We never thought we'd see today. Something like 15 promotions
Yeah.
coming
It,
together. EIW's been invited. We'll be in the house.
yeah.
What do you think about this?
Oh, dude, it's so huge. Like, this is just probably, I think this is one of the biggest shows in West Virginia. I
Yeah,
really do. This Friday has to be one of the biggest shows I think ever put on around here specifically. I think it's really great to see everyone coming together just to put on one big good show for everyone.
yeah. And I mean, let's make it clear these aren't just West Virginia companies. We got
No.
companies from all kinds of states
Yeah,
coming
we've
in.
got what? Let's see, Virginia, North Carolina, think Jeff said Connecticut somewhere.
Okay.
Like,
Ohio, I know.
yeah, Ohio. It's four different states off the top of my head. I can't remember all of them. Like, it's just so many, and I'm excited to see all the talent that we're able to bring in for this. Should be really good.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for the channel because it's going to put a lot of new talent on the channel that folks I haven't been able to meet yet. We haven't been able to showcase yet. You going to be there?
Yeah, man, I'll be there.
Sweet. Good, good. I should have asked you while we was off the air, but we got the good answers. So, hell yeah, looking
Yeah,
forward to seeing you, man.
look forward to seeing you too.
So, I'm calling it FC Commercer Mania. Just to pop Billy. That's it. And when I told Billy about it, I said, "You going to F Zeke Mercer Mania?" He just looked sad. He said, "Oh, why?" I said, "Man, it's a joke. That's what we say." And so whatever. That's neither here nor there. Oh man, tell me about BWC working with Jimmy Valiant. What was it like up there?
Oh man, it's been genuinely one of the most crazy experiences. Whenever you go up there, it seems like there's something new that they're ready to do, and it's just always so fun. And it's not just a wrestling aspect of there's a museum, like a
Mm-hmm.
whole wrestling museum. It's just insane to see all the crazy cool stuff that he has.
No
Really
doubt.
is.
No doubt. Definitely want to get down there sometime because just the stuff on the wall where you guys wrestle and stuff's interesting to look at. So,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah. And I gotta give you props since I'm putting you over, giving you props. Back when I was doing the Halloween special, even before that, I think I was put a post out. Hey man, looking for footage, making a compilation, and I like guys like yourself that boom hit me in the DMs, send me footage. Why not? So props to you on that. How important you think social media, getting your stuff out there, how important that is that in this day and age? You think?
Oh man, that's so important. Social media is probably one of the most important things, not just in wrestling specifically, but specifically indie wrestling.
Yeah.
I feel like if social media didn't exist, you wouldn't see a lot of the guys that you do see right now.
Yeah, yeah. Are you watching any other indie wrestling besides what we got going on in the area?
Outside of the area, loving DPW, GCW. I love Wrestling Revolver. I follow that pretty heavy. Love Progress and Defy Wrestling. I just try to keep tabs on pretty much all things wrestling.
Hell yeah. I've been trying to catch up on Paradigm on Fight Plus because, heck, I think the new Project Jim and I just dropped last night, and we got friends of ours on there Nurse Micah, Troy Parker, a lot of greats. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff going on in the indie
Yeah.
world. What do you think about the big scene as far as WWE? I think they're kicking ass. AEW depends on the day with them. What are you seeing? What are you thinking?
Oh, dude, both companies, no matter who you prefer to follow, no matter what you look at, what you like, I think we're in just a big wrestling boom right now. Both companies are just doing absolutely amazing right now. You look at AEW and just look at all the big name talent they've just signed. And then you look at WWE bringing back some of the people and signing new people. I think it's just really great time for wrestling fans.
Yeah. We're recording this on Wednesday. Later tonight, we got Sting's final Dynamite. Hopefully, he gets one up on the Young Bucks before we go into the pay per view. You know, I'm kind of disappointed they didn't sell the Young Bucks beating up Sting's kids more than they did. Like, Sting just kind
Same.
of said, well, my kids got in there and got beat up. Shit.
Yeah, like they just got in there and got it handed to them, I guess.
I mean, I was
It's
watching that. I was
funny.
like, no, not his kids. They're not wrestlers. What
This
about
just
New
watching that.
Japan? Huh?
I was watching that. I was like, man, he's really just not gonna do anything else with that, huh?
Yeah. Nope. Just beat up my kids. I'm a wrestler. It happens. A lot of people's pissed at New Japan and the way they're just giving titles to all the American wrestlers that left WWE. What
Yeah.
are you thinking?
Uh, I'm a huge New Japan follower. I love New Japan personally. Probably one of my more favorite wrestling companies to watch right now.
Mhm.
I don't mind it too bad. Sounds bad. They've always had American wrestlers come in. I
Right?
don't really see the big deal about it. Nick Nemeth, obviously really great. Matt Riddle, beating Tanahashi was huge for him. I thought that was a really great match. I don't see a problem with it personally.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the philosophy. You know, you get more
Mhm.
eyes on the product if you put a belt on Nemeth and belt on Riddle. You know, that's definitely going to turn some heads. Especially you got Okada leaving, you got Tama
Oh yeah.
leaving. You got to, do something.
Oh yeah. And I think it's just one big shakeup. But I love it. It's really great right now for them too.
Yeah, no doubt. That gives me a good segue. I'm glad you said shake up because I mentioned, the podcast is going on hiatus. We're going to kind of shake up the channel a little bit. We're getting a lot of classic footage from the West Virginia area to look forward to. And I got a few projects that folks might find interesting. We're going to shake up the channel a little bit. I'll just put that out there for now, and folks will see what I'm talking about. What else is let's see, where can we go from there? What else you seeing on the socials, on the YouTube as far as wrestling wise? What's catching your attention? What are you liking?
Oh dude. What has caught my attention as of late for wrestling? That's a good question. Uh Obviously you seen Elijah versus Mike Bailey. Oh my gosh, that match was so good.
Yeah.
That has been one of the matches that I thought was just going to be another okay. It's just Wrestling Revolver introducing another guy. Figured Mike Bailey would lose, but oh, it was so much more than that. It was just such a good match.
And I believe they put that match out by itself for free on YouTube if anybody's
Yes.
curious.
Mhm.
There you go. Hell yeah. And speaking of him, Elijah, he showed up at IWC over the weekend and Thought we was just going to get a little concert. He got in their battle royal and won the whole damn thing. So it looks like he's going to stick around in IWC for a bit too.
I did not get a chance to watch that yet. I'll have to go find that later.
Yeah, it's on the Fight Plus. It's a fun show. We got our friends Brotherly Love on there. At least the Whiz Can showed up, and Hell, Two Cold Scorpio was even on there against Gannon Jones. That was a fun one. You watch it? We watch much Pittsburgh wrestling because I love what they're doing in Pittsburgh.
I haven't been able to catch up with anything in the Pittsburgh area, really.
Okay, it's something to keep an eye out on. I'll always sing the praises of 880 Wrestling. MV Young runs 880. Looks like they got a show in Philly on Mania weekend, so
Ooh.
that's exciting. What do you think? All of us just take off to Philly for Mania weekend. You want to go with us?
Oh, dude, I'd love to go to Philly for Mania weekend. That'd be so fun.
I don't even care if I don't even go to Mania itself, as long as I can hit up the indie shows and do some shit.
Same.
You know,
Uh, I think Joey Janela's spring break thing is going on Mania week, right?
it usually
I think
does.
so.
Yeah. And they always put on incredible shows. I tell you, for probably the past 6 or 7 years, Mania weekend starting like Thursday night, I'm just constant 2 monitors, sometimes 2 monitors and a phone watching all this wrestling. Man, it's a good time to be a fan.
Oh, yeah. Great time to be a fan right now, for sure.
What do you think about Cody, Roman, Rock, Mania? What do you think? How's it gonna play out?
Ah, dude. There's so many theories going into that match. I really have no idea what will happen. We really never know what will happen with that. My personal stance on it, Rock is going to get angry with Roman in some form, and he's just going to lay out Roman, and Cody will pin him for it.
Right. My
I,
theory, I think whenever he whispered whatever into Cody's ear, he just said, "Just hang in there, buddy. Just play along, and we'll get him in the long run."
yeah, I think so too.
I tell you, man, they hit me in the gut last year. I thought for sure Cody was winning. When they counted three, like, it hurt so bad I had to laugh because, God bless it, man, that hurt.
Yeah, man, that I love how it's played out though. Everybody thought that he was going to win it, and this was Cody's moment, but it wasn't, and I really like that they're making people wait for it. You don't like it now, but I think people will be more appreciative in the long run of it.
Yeah, I mean, WrestleMania 39, great show, but we're talking WrestleMania 40, You only get those tens every so often. That's a big show, man.
Yeah, it is a huge show.
No doubt. What you got coming down the pike? What we got to look forward to from you?
Foothills Wrestling Alliance debut for the
Okay.
King of King Battle Royal in King, North Carolina. I have Mercer Mania. That should obviously be a huge show. See, trying to think of everything. I've got so much coming on down the pipeline. I've got new gear. Uh, AIWF this weekend. The 2 day show for them in North Carolina, Mount Airy. That should be great. Just got a lot of stuff coming.
Hell yeah. And are you still in school?
Yes.
God bless you, man. How do you manage? How do you manage to focus on wrestling but still do everything that's required of you for high school?
Uh, where I'm homeschooled, it's a bit easier
I got you.
because I can just do my paperwork here at the house, and I can also manage my wrestling stuff at the same time. It's not too hard to manage for me personally. It's definitely been an adjustment though.
I got you. Okay, okay. So I didn't know about the homeschooling. So the homeschool, you don't get to interact. At least that's how the stigma on it. You're not around other people. But then you get out and you get on these wrestling shows. You're meeting all kinds of characters. Did that take some getting used to, or how was that for you?
Uh, it took a little bit of getting used to, just because homeschool, like you said, you don't get to do too much social stuff.
Mm.
You don't get put in many social situations, but I think wrestling has really helped me grow socially. Just be able to, I guess, be more
Not
normal as a
wrestling.
wrestling,
I call
as
bullshit
normal
on
as a
that.
wrestler could be,
Yeah.
as normal as a
He's got the
wrestler could
wrestlers
be.
teaching him how to be normal. You're screwed,
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah.
Well, Well, let's put some get people over. Who's some folks that deserve their flowers for making you feel welcome in the wrestling business? That's helped you with advice or taught you something along the way.
I will always stand on this. Jeff Paul, Benny Conley, Aaron West, Jimmy Valiant, Hunter Hagee.
Okay.
Those five people have helped me so much in wrestling. I could not count how many times they have given me advice, what to do better, helping me work on stuff, and just helping me get bookings and just helping me in general. They all five have been really great to me.
No doubt, no doubt. I know four of the five. I know they're great humans. Going back to Jeff, man, you never know. Even me, I don't know when I'm going to get a text from Jeff that's, "Hey, man, you want to do this?" Like he looks out for everybody. Like he should be
Yeah,
an agent. He should be an indie wrestling agent if he wasn't
yeah,
so good in the ring.
Jeff helps out a lot of people in a lot of different ways. I will always put over Jeff. Jeff has been nothing but great to me in wrestling.
Yeah, and I mean, you're not going to find many people that's going to say different. You know.
No, you're not.
No doubt. If you ran into any, we don't have to name names, but I gotta throw it out there. We're talking to good. We gotta talk to bad. Have you ran into any shitheads along the way?
One or two, but I feel like you're gonna run into that anywhere you go.
Yep.
So to me, I just brush it off and just keep going the way I want to go with it.
Good. Good. Keep that attitude because it's hard to do. Believe me, especially you're trying to come up in the business, so you gotta believe me. There's times I gotta bite my tongue to keep people happy or do this or do that. What do you like outside of wrestling? What kind of music you like? You like any particular video games? What are we doing when we're not in the wrestling zone?
Playing a lot of video games, watching a lot of wrestling in school mostly. Right now I've been playing a lot of Rainbow Six Siege recently.
Okay.
That's been my thing as of late. But yeah, that's just what I do pretty much. I watch a lot of wrestling, so not much I don't do outside of wrestling other than watching wrestling.
I feel it, man. I haven't played video games like proper in so long. I'm kind of missing it. I have so many games I've bought on Steam that some haven't even been played because I'm editing or not editing. There's so much live stuff that you can watch. If there's nothing on live, my goodness, there's YouTube, the network, Peacock, whatever, IWTV, Fight Plus. We got our choices nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's go backwards then. Hell, we're still early in the journey, but when did the journey start? When was the decision made? Tell me about the early training days. Whatever you can tell me about the early days of this wrestling obsession.
The wrestling obsession kicked up about. I had watched a lot of wrestling since I was about 4 years old,
Mm-hmm.
but then I recently got back into it around, I'd say 2021.
Mm-hmm.
We had just bought WrestleMania for kicks and we just watched it. And ever since then, it seems like I've really just been just watching wrestling and nothing else. Like, I don't watch much YouTube anymore. It's typically just a lot of wrestling. But when I got started training, I got a Chase Stevens seminar for my birthday,
Nice.
for my 16th birthday. And when I took that, I knew I had to ask if they had any like other training, like did they have like a school or trainers or did they know anybody? And PWL offered me a training spot and I took it. So ever since then, it went from training at shows and just on show days to training 2 times a week in Beckley at the Crossroads Mall where we do the Retro Reset Wrestling stuff.
Good. Heck yeah, man. Good for you. Cause when I was your age, we was going to an ECW show on Friday night. Then Saturday, we were going out in the backyard and hitting each other in the head with chairs. So I'm saying I'm glad you're doing it the right way.
Have you seen SGW in Uganda? Uh,
Yeah,
they
the soft ground
they've been
deal.
yes, I love watching their shows.
Dude, they're
They just
power bombing each other on the ground, and
yeah, man. That'd be so crazy. And props to them, dude.
no doubt. It's funny. I saw their stuff a couple weeks ago, and I was like, dude, I should reach out to them and get them on the podcast. And then I did a little research. They were on Cultaholic. I was like, well, hell, Cultaholic already beat me to it. They got the scoop, man. So
Yeah,
you don't
man.
get much bigger than that.
Oh yeah.
And that's
That's
the
really
beautiful
cool.
thing of the internet, man. It's a pretty even playing field, especially YouTube right now. The way the algorithm works, they fixed it to where if you're a small channel just starting out, you've never had a better advantage because it's
Oh
not
yeah.
about the channel size, subscriber base, likes. It's about the watch time. If you can keep people's attention, then you're going to hit the algorithm.
Oh yeah. Watch time is huge on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, man. Like I say, the landscape, as far as YouTube at least, that kind of settles things. So any independent promoters listening, man, if you don't want to put the footage out, give it to me. I'll put it up on the channel. Shit, we'll get it out one way or another. Hell yeah, Bobby. What are we looking to accomplish by the end of 2024? What's some goals?
2024 goals. I want to get on as many promotions as possible. I think that's just my goal, just to get my name out there and just build a proper base at
Mm-hmm.
this point in time. Because I feel like if you get on as much shows and wrestle as much as possible, people don't have a choice but to talk about you.
Yeah.
And I feel like once you get that buzz going, you can really take off with wrestling.
Well, I ain't going to keep you on here too long. In the final 10 minutes of the show, I give everybody a chance to promote their socials, promote their merch. If there's anything you want to get off your chest, put it out there. Any advice that you want to give to up and coming wrestlers, which I give her, you're 17, so whatever you feel comfortable saying. Whatever you want to put out there, my man, the platform's all yours to have at it.
Uh, I want to take a minute to just put over the entire PWL training class for real. Obviously Carl, James Frost, uh, Mason Paul, Marcus Mayhem. He's doing really good right now. Watch out for him.
Okay.
Just all the guys really. They're all doing such a great job, and they're all really improving. Just keep an eye out for all of them. Really, we're all doing so great. It's just such a great class going on over there right now.
Yeah, man.
Uh, I've got some shows coming up. Obviously, Friday Mercer Mania. Uh, then I got AIWF, both those shows at Mount Airy this weekend. And then March 9th, obviously, King of King Battle Royal. Uh, I got go follow my AJ Evans Facebook page if you feel so inclined to. I upload pictures and my matches on there too. So
Dope.
yeah,
You got
that's
a
pretty much
YouTube
all I
channel as
got.
well, I believe, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
All of my matches are on there. If you ever want to watch an AJ Evans match, it's on AJ Evans Wrestling on YouTube.
Get it. Get on it. Check it out after you're done with this. Hell yeah, man. Do you know who you're working Friday? Do you know who you're representing? Is there anything you can give away on that? Do you know?
Uh, Obviously representing PWL because that's where I started,
Good.
and um, don't know who I'm wrestling yet. I don't have a uh anything from that. I typically figure out when I show up the day of,
Right.
so I'm pretty sure I'll know Friday.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. I've never been to the skating rink. Always wanted to go there. So that's,
Oh, they're so fun.
yeah, I'm hoping we get a good crowd. Even if only two people show, it's still going to be an amazing show, and the entire show. It's not going to be one of those deals where I release match by match. I think this show is so important to West Virginia wrestling history, to the area, that we're going to put this show out in its entirety, one big video. Hopefully, I can get some backstage promos, doctor this bad boy up. We do have a new camera as well, AJ Evans. So
Ooh, new camera,
uh
nice.
huh. Gonna get that shit in 4K 60 frames per second, so don't fuck up the nerves. Fuck up all you want. I don't care.
The
That'll get
nerves.
us views too. Just don't hurt nobody or yourself. Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you joining me. Been another fun one. Definitely glad to have you on. We got another guest coming up, so stay tuned. This one might shock you. It's gonna get controversial after we let you go. So I appreciate you being your
Ooh,
wholesome, good-natured self, sir.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. It's always a fun time talking to you, Spooky Lou.
I try. And again, props for the right attitude. You're a go getter. Hopefully, you want to work as many promotions as possible. Let's see in 30 promotions by the end of the year.
I hope so.
Hell yeah,
But yeah.
Bubby.
Oh, yeah. And if you want to book me, book ajevans at gmail.com, dude.
Yeah, book him. He, believe me, you can just send him out there, and if somebody gives him any type of reaction, he'll go at him one way or the other. He either gonna high
I lean
five him or.
into it.
I just keep thinking back to that night. Like you acted like a shithead teenager, so props to you.
If they want to yell at me, I'll yell at them back.
And you did, and by God, they hated you and loved Carl even more for it. So yeah, you did your work and then some.
Hey, that's what I try to do.
Hell yeah, Bubby. I'll ask you to hang on the line with me. Stay tuned, listeners. We're not wrapping up yet. We got another guest. Again, Spooky Lou's righting some wrongs. And this next one, I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. Stay tuned. Thank you again, Mr. AJ Evans.
Hey, no problem, man. It was great talking with you today.
We're back on WrestleRoni. Yeah, your eyes don't deceive you. Chase Bennett, how we feeling, my man?
I'm feeling ecstatic. I've actually been really excited to come on to this. Like I've been waiting what now? A little over a week, and I was like, I just want to be a part of this, vent some things, clear the air, hey, if anything that at the end of the day you can say Chase Bennett is, he's a straight shooter. He'll tell you exactly how it is, shoot first, ask questions later.
There you go. There you go. We have much to discuss, my friend. We'll go ahead and dip right into it. You don't even know, but this is the final episode I'm going to record for a while. We're going on a bit of a hiatus. Before I did that, I felt that I needed to right some of the wrongs that I have made in my time in the business. And I will take you back to December. We put out graphics for EIW with you on the flyer. We had a match announced, and then all of a sudden everything just disappeared, and there was no mention of your name. Politics is what it comes down to. I have to keep people above myself happy. People above myself and people above yourself may have conflicting issues. But I'd like to think that me and you don't. I think me and you talked throughout the ordeal. Go ahead, you tell me from your side of things. You're booked for EIW, ready to go. It's day before show day, and you're contacted. We do not need your services. What was going through your mind? What's going on your side of things?
Well, I guess I was like, oh wow, so this is what it feels like to get your first better luck on your future endeavors.
Oh
Um,
man.
I know, right? That's what I was thinking. I was like, I didn't even do anything. I was like,
Exactly. Let that be known. Go ahead. Yeah.
I got fired on my day off, and I didn't even steal no boxes. Um, but now, like Anthony Brucker, I want to go out and publicly announce this. I am deeply sorry, and I apologize. I know we talked a little bit. I've watched her stuff. Hell of a competitor, right? You
Mm-hmm.
you leave it all out on the line. I respect that. You're going out on your sword and shield, so to speak. But to clear that up, there was a lot of misinformation. Wherever that may came from, it is what it is. I'll say it. I love the sport of professional wrestling. I love the business of professional wrestling. I was trained at the Power Slam Academy, held by Chance Profit. Cheap plug. Make sure you send me that residual check. Um, but I was always taught, you conduct business and you always leave the door open to do business down the road.
Yeah.
Um, as far as that goes, hey, I told you, maybe it's not so much that we can't do business. It's just not a good idea for us to do business now. Um, you know, uh, there was some things that were brought up, and you guys did what you guys needed to do as a company, um, and I respect that. Protect the brand, protect the company, protect your investment. Completely understand that from that business standpoint. No shame. But I will publicly state this that I don't bully, I don't politic. I just go out there and I try to outwork the world and I try to contribute to the product.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. And what I relayed, the information I relayed to the other members of my managerial staff, I said, this kid messaged me and said he still wants to honor his commitment. After being messaged, we don't need you. I talked to you and said, I would still like to honor my commitment. And that really resonated with me because I don't think I could have done the same. If somebody messaged me and said, we don't need you, stay home, I'd probably either cuss you and block you. So props to you on that. That's when I said, all right. And I have to say, Stephen Meeks vouched for you. If you're coming from Power Slam, we love Power Slam. So we know you was brought up by the right people. It's just, it's politics and wrestling, man. And West Virginia is coming together, but there's some bridges that may never be mended. And I mean, that's just the nature of the business. You've been in the business for a few. Have you ran into scenarios like this before? What's your opinions on politics and wrestling?
I feel so. I'll say this: in the sport, in the business of professional wrestling, no one is bigger than the business at the end of the day, right?
Right.
You can look at no matter what company, right? Whether it be WWE, right? The Rock's not bigger than the brand, right? Although he is a entity even of himself in all respects to him, he is not bigger than the business. Although you can make the argument he is one of the, if not the biggest star to come from these sports if you think about pure crossover. At the end of the day, we all owe the business everything. The business owes us nothing. Um, Politics, it happens. I'm a strong believer. Don't go burning bridges if you don't know how to swim.
Yep.
But conversely, I was also trained and brought up by good people to, once again, always leave the door open to do business down the road. We're all adults, right? Even on the indies, right? When you first do this, right? Because I remember when my first day of training, they're like, "Why do you want to be a professional wrestler?" And the copy and paste answer is, "Well, I've wanted to do this ever since I was a kid." Although that is very factual, um, I got to do this and I got to make a living doing it. So I have to, play my position and do the best that I can with the role that I'm given. And that's all I'm trying to do.
Hell yeah. And a damn impressive performance at Mega over the weekend. That was my first time actually getting to see you do your thing live. And props to you and Corey Sparks, man. Like, you guys were in there with some heavy hitters. You held your own. Hell of a match, man. What can you tell me about working for Cooper, Mega, and those folks?
Um, so I haven't had the chance to get with ASW, although
Mm-hmm.
what I understand, I've been with Mega for I want to say 3 years now, and I own, Simon Rothschild. He might have deep pockets, and he might say that he funds the enterprise, but Chase Bennett owns the enterprise, right? At the end of the day, I'm the thorn, right?
Right.
So I think there is some talks of ASW and me and him. But as far as Mega goes, Coop was the first promoter in West Virginia to really book me on a consistent basis once IWA East Coast kind of went off for a little while. Funny enough, you talked about that tag team match. Let's talk about this. Bruce Gray and Ron Mathis, because that wasn't the first time I've been in the ring with them. Every time that I've been in the ring with them, I've gotten better, right? Um, Vance Desmond, Behemoth, truly heavy hitters in every aspect. I got headbutted in the chin by that man.
Ooh.
Trust me. Behemoth. Um, I'm pretty sure at some point, maybe it's CTE, I don't know. I'm pretty sure at some point Vance Desmond had his groin on the back of my neck. That's not, when I got into professional wrestling, I was like, that's something that I didn't want to experience. But hey, here we are.
Yeah. At
Um,
least it was his. He's healthy.
yeah, yeah, I know. Um, but no, he was somebody that has been on a bucket list for me to work with. Was definitely Vance Desmond. I think the world of him. I think he's a genius mind.
No doubt, no doubt. We put him over enough on this show, believe me. We all love Vance Desmond. So it sounds like you were attending a lot of the indie shows in the area as a kid, were you?
Yeah, yeah. So my first real experience at just like an indie show, believe it or not. I'm trying to think, well, XMCW back when it was like Chance Prophet, Smokey, Kincaid. That was my first experience watching indie wrestling live.
Nice.
I have to say, like, so this was like back when, speaking of that, this past year, I had a banger of a match against Jason Kincaid. I'm waiting for that rematch.
Nice.
I wrestled against Smokey when he was a part of the Enterprise, but let's be honest, that's not the best Smokey. That's not the Smokey C we all know and love.
Right.
Chance Prophet, that's somebody I've yet to get to roll with, at least in front of a live audience, and that is on a list of people I want to face as far as talent that is homegrown for sure. I'm trying to think. Conquest, once again, I got to see Chance Prophet I think right as the pandemic ended, beat Cole Carter, the Conquest champion, right?
Nice.
The only person to beat Cole Carter in Conquest that I'm aware of. So that was pretty cool. I think West Virginia independent wrestling is on the uprise for sure.
Yeah, man. Recently, I've been putting up a lot of APWA from my area, and they were some fun shows back in the day. But if you take a look at some of the promotions going today compared to what was going on back then, all due respect all those guys, but right now, like back then, you did have your Champs Profits, your Smoky C's, your Vance Desmonds, Zach Vincent. I could go on all day. But now it seems like on every card, every person on the card is so good, so good. There's a
Oh,
lot of talent in the area, is what I'm saying.
oh yeah, for sure. You look around, right? You have the Tyler Jacks, the Troy Parkers, the Nurse Micahs, right? The Stephen Meeks, wrestling's Jesus, right?
Right.
Uh, uh, Tyler, you have FC Mason, you have all these good up and coming talent. And, you know, hey, Chase Bennett included, Corey Sparks, right? All these, I hate to say it, handsome Nick Hamrick. Let's talk about the best manager in the biz, A. Dick Vickers. Everybody needs a little bit of A. Dick in their life.
A little bit, not too much. Just give
Hey now.
Hell yeah, man. And that goes back to the EIW show, man. I was so stoked because we all know your reputation. All of us that booked that match against Rucker, we were so excited for that match because we know what you can do, what he can do, and it did, man. I hate to keep going back to it. This will be the last we touch on it, but it did, man. I hated it. It's tore at me since, like, when I go to bed at night. This is a little bit too personal, but sometimes that's on my mind. Like, damn, man. Like, through nobody's fault, it just, it didn't happen. We didn't deliver. That's on me. So, to you, I apologize. And that's not on behalf of EIW. That's not on behalf of RSW. That's on behalf of Derek Davis. Apologizing for Derek Davis.
I appreciate that. And I understand completely. Um, I think that match sold itself, right?
Yeah.
I can't the last time, right? And this is the artistic brilliance behind the management there. 2 out of 3 submissions, right?
Yeah.
Against 2 young studs, right? He's a stallion. I've seen the kid work, right? He's got a motor on him. And I was just so excited thinking about that. I was like, this is a great opportunity, thinking about the product, right? Just the way you present it. It's different,
Right.
right? I like to think of wrestling as flavors of ice cream,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I get down with. I like Smash Mouth in your face. That gets me excited. That gets the heart racing.
Yeah.
And, I want to apologize to Derek Davis, all of the management over top of that, Anthony. But I believe if done right, anything in professional wrestling, I would go as far as to say, let's see, what is the wording for that? You know,
One phrase is never say never, man. If Bret Hart can come back to WWE, anything's possible.
Yeah, I'd just watch out for that Savant kick if I was him.
Oh my, oh my, poor
I
Brett.
know. Oof, that's tough.
That is tough.
Watch out, Brett.
And I'm also one to say everything happens for a reason. You two are two stiff hitting folks. Who's to say you wouldn't? The savant kicked you, and who knows? You know, everything happens for a reason. You guys might have went to the hospital if we put you in there, but guess what? The seed's been planted. It gives us something to look forward to down the road. Who's going to book it? Book it. Book it. Pay these two. They're both good.
Oh, for sure. No, I think when you had that type of match, right? When you bring, because let's be honest, he's a young lion,
Mm-hmm.
right? Much younger than me in that regards. He has something to prove. I have something to prove. Um, 2 out of 3 submissions. You know, if you're, you know, if you win, you get to go to the after party. Um, if you lose, you get to go to the hospital. Or, because both of us, I'd imagine, are stubborn, if you're really lucky like we are, you get to do both in the same night.
There you go. Party in the hospital, baby. Let's do it. Hell yeah, man. Well, we're talking about Spooky Lou's putting that match on a platter for any promoter that wants it. Book it. It's all yours. Have at it. Just let me see the footage. I don't even have to have it. But what's some other promotions you're looking at that you like what they're doing, that you haven't got your foot in the door, you would love to go work for? Is there anybody you're looking at, or are you happy where you are?
Oh, you should never. I'm a strong proponent of you can be proud, but you should never be satisfied.
Okay.
You know, ASW, once again, one of the top in the state.
Mm-hmm.
RSW, right? I love me some real shoot.
Hell yeah.
If there's this opportunity, while I was at Mega, I got to pay very close attention to one real shoot wrestling internet open weight champion, Mr. Billy Knox. I saw how good you are. I saw what you did to Bobby Yella. And I'm just saying, in the world of professional wrestling, Billy, never say never.
Hey man, it's a small world. That's the thing, man. Like we do have politics. There is some shitheads out there, but it's a small world. We're all gonna run into each other. And I got to give props to this Friday, Mercer Mania. We talked about it earlier on the show. That's bringing a lot of promotions together. So bridges are being built. Good things are happening. So let's just hope that mine and your conversation. I'm hoping that it's helped putting a brick in that bridge instead of putting a match to it. Let's hope.
I like it. No, I like it. What is it? 11 different companies, right?
It might even be more than that because EIW we got added and another promotion got added, so it's quite a few companies.
See, and that's what makes the world a better place, right? Because everybody loves wrestling. Um, you know, I like that. No, that's definitely dope. Mercer Mania, definitely. If there's footage, which I'm gonna imagine if you're there, there's gonna be top of the line footage. I'm
New
gonna have to give
cameras, baby. Yeah, man.
def.
No doubt. What else is going on in indie wrestling? You paying attention to any other companies or what? Any certain competitors have your eye? What you seeing on the scene?
Um, so it's tough. There's a lot of good indie wrestling out there. Um, So I guess I'll use this time to get some cheap plugs in here lately. I've been fortunate enough to be on a couple different shows, whether
Mm-hmm.
it be obviously Mega, love that, good entertaining wrestling, hard hitting, smash mouth, just the way you like it. I've been fortunate enough to work with American Pro Wrestling and NICW.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Thursday nights, Bradley Fire Department, love that. It's good, wholesome family wrestling. Hold for hold. It's one of the best. Um, this weekend, I'm fortunate enough I get to test the waters with what is it? It's slipping my mind. AIWF 32,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Mount Carolina. Got to plug that.
Hell
Some of
yeah.
the, they're plugged in everywhere. I think it's like 30 plus countries,
Yeah.
right? You know, A lot of good guys come that way. A lot of good guys have been there.
Yep.
And I'm hoping this weekend to, cement the name of Chase Bennett, right? Because in a world full of people that will tell you they're good, tell you they're great, that's great. And it's good. When you're good, you tell people you're good. But when you're the absolute best, they don't call you the absolute best. They just call you Chase Bennett.
Okay, I dig it. I dig it. That takes me back. The promo you cut, I loved it. I loved it. And whenever you found out you weren't coming to the show, you assumed it was the promo. Which the promo, I was about it. I couldn't wait to put it up because I knew it would rub some people the wrong way, and I loved it. I couldn't wait to see the reactions. I couldn't wait to get the messages. That was one time Spooky Lou was happy to stir the shit because guess what? It's a wrestling promo. That's the way you're supposed to talk, and it wasn't the promo as great as it was, but damn good promo. You know what? I still got it. I'm gonna put on the end of this episode so people can see that because that was a damn good promo. Let's segue. How important are promos in wrestling nowadays?
Um, in the form of entertainment, as time's gone on, attention spans have got shorter,
Yeah.
right? If if somebody gives you an open mic and says, "Hey, here's 2 minutes, go talk, go make me money," if that's all you got to maximize your minutes. And fortunately, if you get comfortable with it, you can run with it. Um, in this case, since this is my job, I blur the lines of what is reality and what is entertainment. I will go as far to say I did my job, and you know what? I knew I was going to rub a few people the wrong way, but I get it. When you're a star, some people just aren't going to like you.
I love the attitude, man. I love the attitude. And obviously, you're very proud of what you've accomplished so far. What's been the proudest night so far for Chase Bennett?
The proudest night. That's tough. I could sit here and I could tell you it is winning my first championship after spending 3 years in the business, being the APW television title. And then I could sit and tell you that it was winning the APW tag titles. But I think my proudest moment is yet to come. And I've had good ones. Like I said, that match with Kincaid was a banger. But I think my proudest moment's going to be when I rewrite the wrong that I made 6 months ago versus Lance Erickson in the American title tournament, losing in the semifinals tomorrow night in Bradley, West Virginia.
All right. Hell yeah, man. Okay. Well, by the time this comes out, you'll already righted that wrong. You'll feel better about it. So we're time traveling. You've already done it. Good. Congratulations, Chase Bennett. Hell yeah, man. Tell me about the start. Let's take it back to the beginning. Tell me about how you got into training, how you found it, the first days in training. What was it like for you?
Okay. Oh, that's a loaded question. So, um, I want to say maybe early 2020. Um, I got hurt in semi-professional football. Fun fact. That's why I only have 9 fingers that close all the way.
Really?
Yeah, that's a shoot. That's what I got, brother.
Damn. Okay.
And I wasn't going to get another contract. I wasn't going to get asked to play again. And I'd kind of run my course, been to some really stellar football games and played some really good opponents. But I knew that had ran its course. And I've been an athlete all my life. So I knew I wanted to make money being a professional athlete. So I was like, I had grown up watching the sport of professional wrestling and loved it. Loved the idea of being bigger than life. So I had set and I started to look around at reputable schools in my area. That's where I found the real shoots. That's where I found Power Slam, things like that. And the name Chance Profit came up. And I remember, when I was, 12, 13 years old working out at the AASH, and they were running XMCW shows there. And I saw him there. And I remember going with my teenage friends, whether it be back then, Howard Hill, now Paparazzi.
Really?
And yeah,
Nice.
very much. They kind of introduced me to the West Virginia indie scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I had thought about it. So I started looking up schools and I found Chance Profits, and I had inquired about doing a tryout, went in, did my tryout, did really well. I was told that if they felt that I was a good candidate, it would they'd get back with me in a week. Well, fast forward a week later, I didn't hear anything. I'm like, oh great, they think I'm the shits.
No, man.
But no, he had actually lost a family member, and he was like, yeah, you can come on back. I was like, oh thank God, I don't suck at this. Okay, that's great. Started training, then COVID hit. We were literally doing like Zoom meetings, going over character development, watching film. He was still very much, doing everything he could to help us be better professional wrestlers. Um, and God bless him. I can't say enough good things about him. Then the first ballpark brawl happened for Woody Numbers. I Chance Prophet was like, hey, I want you in this battle royal. So I went in, had a good showing, got eliminated by Smokey C. Right? The second one happens a year later. Another banger at the ballpark. A lot of good guys there. Kerry Morton, Jake Christ, Matt Connard, all these really prominent names.
Mm-hmm.
And that motivated me to want to pursue more and do better. And then fortunately I got in contact with John Cooper, and he kind of gave me the first real run at going out there and being the young lion and proving yourself. So that's my start. And I like to say, this past year I was fortunate enough to get in, go with some good people that wanted to help me and present me in the light that I felt I should have been in.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And I dig you as a singles competitor, but I really enjoyed you and Corey Sparks as a tag team. Whose idea was that?
So I want to say a mixture of Mr. Joe Brody and John Cooper.
Okay.
Fun little fact, I've wrestled Corey numerous times, whether it be in training or in front of a live audience. And for whatever reason, I could not beat him. I would do anything in my power. I mean, I'm telling you, I would, hook his nose and try to rip it off his face. I would try to viciously stick my thumb into his eye sockets. I would fish hook him, just trying to get any edge I could on this cat. And he is every bit as good as advertised. I just could not beat him. And then one day, we ended up finding ourselves matched up again at American Pro Wrestling. And when I tell you we beat the ever living piss out of each other, we did. And it went to a time limit draw. And after that match, I remember thinking to myself, why are we doing this to each other? How much longer are we going to sit here and beat each other up? And then I proposed the idea to him of, if this is what we can do against each other and to each other, imagine what we could do to everybody else.
Hell yeah.
And that's when the Shooter Society was born.
No doubt. I dig it, man. I do. Now, the Shooter Society, you've got this gimmick where you're a shooter, you're known for your grappling. Tell me about the challenge. You say you can only, grip with 9 of your 10 fingers. How do you adjust? You're known as a shooter, as a technician, but you're only, you're functioning with 9 fingers. How'd you overcome that?
Well, once again, just I want to tell you the grace of God. Now, I've always been a amateur wrestler at heart.
Okay.
There's going to be times where you might break a finger. You just tape it to the next one, and you'll be fine. Sometimes in life you got to overcome adversity, and when you're out there, the adrenaline's pumping. So if something does break, as far as digits go, you don't feel it until afterwards. You'll be fine. Rub some dirt on.
Hell yeah, man. You got the right attitude about things. I dig it. What's coming down the pike? What we got? What are we looking to accomplish by the end of the year?
By the end of the year, that is a tall glass of water. So I've been fortunate enough. I've wrestled in 3 different states. By the end of the year, I would like to have wrestled in 8 different states.
Okay.
Right now, I'm on a really good pace to, last year my goal was wrestle 100 matches in a year. I can tell you now, March is this Friday, and I want to tell you that I'm averaging maybe 3 or 4 shows a week. So I'm on par. Obviously, I want to see those numbers increase, though. I want to be in front of as many people as possible and perform at the highest level possible.
Good. Hell yeah, man. How's the body feeling wrestling 3 to 4 times a week? You good?
Well, I like to tell people that I'm fine, but realistically, my body's probably held together by a mixture of Monster energy drinks, scar tissue, peanut butter, and paper clips. In that order.
In that order. Hey man, I at least need one monster a day to get by, so I can partially relate, I guess. 1% relate. I'm not
Oh,
putting my body through what you are.
oh, brother, those are rookie numbers. We got to pump up those numbers.
Well, my bump card is non-existent, so I'm fine where I'm at. I'll do my podcast and my camera work and that stuff. You can take the bumps.
Oh yeah, for sure. I also kind of want to commit is like I'm very fortunate in the way that, um, I've been an athlete all my life, so training isn't anything outside the realm of normal. So like for me, being in the gym 6 times a week does not bother me the least bit. It honestly it keeps me from wanting to punch people in the mouth. But
Yeah.
to each their own. Plus, gym membership's way cheaper than a psychiatrist.
Uh, Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, was you one growing up? Was you getting in fights when you say you want to punch? Do we got some anger issues or what's going on with you?
Um, so for the most part, I'm very reserved.
Okay.
Uh, I'm not a person out here looking for. Maybe if I was younger, I could see the argument that yeah, I did, but I don't know what it is. There's just always been this switch, right? It's like I can sit here and I can be cordial with you, but if you want to be a uh, a dirt ball, I will gladly bite your nose off your face.
I feel it. I feel it. Believe me, it takes a lot for that switch to flip on me, but when the switch gets flipped, I'm a maniac. So I get it. I definitely get it, man. Well, I think we had a
I
good discussion. I think we put it out there where we both stand on this EIW reindeer games fiasco. Not that anybody was concerned about it besides myself, but I felt it was necessary, man. I think you're a good kid. When I say kid, I'm 40, so it's not disrespecting you. I'm an old man, so don't take it as disrespect. I think you're damn talented. I think you know what you're doing, so couldn't wish you anything but the best. Who you got at WrestleMania? Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes.
Oh, that's a tough question.
That's what tells a man's character right there, sir.
You know, I get both sides of the coin, but I think Roman.
Really? Oh man.
He's best for business.
Oh man. See, here I was trying to make things right, and you come on here saying this dumb shit. I don't know. To each their own, Bubby. Hell yeah. Well, and we also got Sting's final match coming up. Does he leave a champion or does he leave on a stretcher?
I'm telling you right now, give that man his damn roses. Okay, give that man his flower. I grew up a Stinger fan. Okay, that is who I love growing up. Early WCW Sting. I'm talking Hollywood Blonde, Surfer Deal. I'm talking Great American Bash USA jacket. I love Sting. He was my hero growing up.
I feel it. You know what I'm scared the death is going to happen, and I hope
No
there's. I'm.
buckle bomb,
What'd you say?
buckle bombs.
Oh no 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 no! That's even worse case scenario. I'm afraid Flair's going to do something to screw him over in the match, and it's going to set up a Flair Sting match, and then Ric Flair's finally going to die in the ring.
Uh, that's wow, that's some next level thinking right there. I didn't even think about that. Please, good God, Ric Flair, you national treasure, don't die in the ring.
He about
Uh,
did last time.
Flair's Flair face bumps aggressively.
and,
Nah,
and then
I'm
dies. Oh.
Go check out Mega Pro Wrestling. But now this is a piece of business. This is me standing the front line, right?
Uh-oh.
Billy Knox.
Mm.
Let's have some fun with this. I get it. 100%. This is me extending the invitation. American Pro Wrestling, right? How about this? You come on down, right? Put up that RSW open weight internet championship. And by the time this is all said and done, I will put up the APW American heavyweight title at your house. Seems interesting. I know it's controversial, right? They're like, oh, good God, two independent professional wrestling promotions doing business together? Oh, good God, I know. Everybody burn it down. It's a terrible idea.
It's indie wrestling. Spooky Lou's just going to tell the listeners, don't get your hopes up for that one, but the gauntlet's been laid down.
Okay, well, hear me out. If not that one.
Okay.
Spooky Lou.
Okay.
Chase Bennett. Anthony Rucker. 2 out of 3 submissions. Hell, make it last man standing, right?
Damn.
I like that. I want to test the grit of the young lion. I want to see, does he got it?
I like it. I'm just thinking of who can promote it so I don't get in hot water. But I'll say, hey, I'll film it. Politics, man. I'm about it. I want the match. That's why I'm offering up the match to anybody on a silver platter. Book it. It's money, guaranteed. I just, like you say, not in the place we're at right now. But maybe we started down the right road. Who knows? Maybe we just stirred up the shit and we're both fucking canceled by the end of all this. Who knows? We tried, right?
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you taking me up on the invite. I really do. It's all laid to rest now. WrestleRoni goes away for I don't know how long. I got other shit to do, Chase Bennett. But thank you for being the final guest for a week or 2, a month. I don't know how long we'll be going, but you're the final guest on WrestleRoni for a while. But something we had to do, in my opinion. So I appreciate you joining me, my man. And to the listeners, don't worry. Plenty of content coming down the pike. I'll ask you to hang on the line with me, my man. But in the meantime, y'all treat each other with kindness and respect. Don't take no shit. Go out there and live your dreams. We'll be back. Hopefully. I don't know. I might get killed. If something happens to me, it was because of this interview. Just know that. We're out of here, and we'll see you next time, baby. Thank you again, Chase Bennett. He's emailing somebody right now. He said, we got his ass. I know where he's at.
Nah.